Hey guys, if you do not have me, if you have Mr. Stonish or Miss Rumsey or Miss Wyrick, you may not be doing this lesson or this homework assignment. This is an extra lesson I add in. It gives you one more strategy for solving a system that I just feel is a benefit. Okay, so if you are not my student, this might not be a video for you, and it's not a homework assignment for you. Okay, first of all, we're still solving systems. In order to do today's work, you need to remember how to solve a equation with variables on both sides. So if we think back, we draw a line down through the equals, we see an x on the right hand side and an x on the left hand side. And if you remember, when I taught this in class, I said picture this equation like a battle. And the 7x's and the 10x's, they're going to battle. The 7x's are going to lose because they're smaller and they're going to get taken out. But because of equality, even the winning army loses guys. That's 3x. And I apologize, my pen is not working correctly. It's making extra marks. Equals negative 18. Okay, from here it's a basic two-step. Subtract 12. And I get 3x equals negative 30. Divide both sides by 3. And x equals negative 10. Okay, so we're going to learn lots of strategies of how to solve a system of equations. And the strategy you choose to use depends on what the directions say and how the equations are set up to begin with. So if we have two equations that are set up as y equals, both of them are y equals, mx plus b form, okay, then here's what we can do. All right, let me erase this so I can show you from the beginning. Okay, can we all agree that there's lots of ways to make 8? Okay, I could say 10 take away 2. I could say 5 plus 3. Okay, those are just two examples. All right, well, would it be true if I took the 10 take away 2 and the 5 plus 3 and put an equal sign between them? Would that still be a true statement? Yes, because 10 take away 2 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. So they both equal 8, so we can put an equal sign between them. We're going to use that principle, but with equations now. Okay, we're going to take the 2x plus 3 and the 4x minus 7, and we're going to put an equal sign in between them because they both are equal to y. And when you see the same letter two times in a system of equation, it means that if we knew what y was, it's the same number for both. It's not like this y up here on top would be equal to 5 and this y down here would be equal to 2. They're going to be the same number. Same thing with the x's. They're going to be the same number. I just don't know what it is yet. So that first step that I just did was to set the expressions equal to each other. Now what I have is an equation to solve where I have variables on both sides, and I'll do a basic two-step. So let me scroll down so I can fit all this. Okay, so split this. 2x, I'll subtract that on each side. And I get 3 equals 2x minus 7. Then I've got a two-step. So 2x equals 10. Then divide both sides by 2. And x equals 5. Okay, so that's basically phase 1. Take the two equations, the two mx plus b's, make them equal to each other, and then solve. And prior to this, you'd be done. You'd know what x is, and you'd move on to the next problem. However, We're doing a system of equations, and there's more than just an x in it. There's also a y. So we now know what x is. We now know x is 5, but we don't know how much y is. Okay? So to find y, I'm going to sub in the value I just found into one of the equations. So say I took the 2x plus 3. So y equals 2x plus 3. I just found out that x was 5. So 2 times 5 plus 3 is 13. So now I know, technically I'm done. I can write a little answer thing. I can say that my solution is that x equals 5 and y equals 13. Okay? However, yesterday in class we did checking. And that is one thing that I would highly encourage you to do in at least one of the equations is check. So I use the top equation for phase 2. I'm going to use the bottom equation for my check. And all it means for the check is y equals 4x minus 7. I'm going to take the x value, the y value I got here, so 13, and the x value I got, 5, bring down the minus 7, and do exactly what I did yesterday, that whole t-chart thing. On the left-hand side, there's just a 13, so nothing to do. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 take away 7 is 13. Okay, and they match. Now, if you do the check and they don't match, that would be a hint that, oh, I must have done something wrong, and you should go back, read through your work. Guys, in the 15 years I've been teaching, this is a difficult thing. Most kids think it's difficult, but to be honest, the majority of the mistakes I see are not, oh, I don't know how to do this because it's too hard. Most of the mistakes I see are students that forget to copy down a negative sign from one level to the next, or they leave out a decimal point, or they type something in wrong in their calculator. So going back and checking for those little things helps. At the bottom of your homework, you'll notice that I put the answers there. I would say that if you get to solving for x on your homework and you don't get the same answer that I got for x, go back and, before you move ahead with a wrong x, and find the y with a wrong x, go figure out what you did wrong with the x. Okay? Have a great day. See you next time.